let's talk about one of the most powerful and, yeah, trickiest tools in writing, verb tenses. Now, if you get them right, your story just flows, it sings. But get them wrong, and, well, the whole thing just kind of falls apart. Just read this sentence to yourself for a second. It was a beautiful morning. She gets dressed and looked out of the window. Does anything feel a little off to you? Something in there just doesn't quite sit right, does it? It's like you're listening to a song and one note is totally out of tune. Your brain it feels that little jolt, even if you can't put your finger on why right away. So to figure this out, we need to look at the story's timeline, because right now it's completely fractured. And here we have it, our culprit. The problem isn't the words themselves, it's when they're happening. We've got a major clash of verb tenses, and it's creating a timeline that's confusing and honestly a little jarring to read. So here's the best way to think about this. Verbs are more than just action words. They're basically little time machines. Every single one is programmed to send your reader to a very specific point in time. And that programming, well, that's what we call tense. Really, it's that simple. Tense means time. It's just the way a verb changes to show us if something already happened, is happening right now, or is gonna happen later on. All right, let's take a quick trip through these three main time zones and you'll see exactly how this works. First up, the past. When we read a ship was moored, we instantly get it. This action is over, it's already happened, the story is set sometime before right now. Simple enough, right? Okay, now let's jump to the present. When you press the button, the video plays. This is happening in real time. The action is unfolding as we speak. It's now. And finally, the future. I will do the dishes. This tells us what's planned, an event that hasn't happened yet. It's a peek into what's coming next. But of course, this is where it gets really interesting. Time isn't always that simple. In the past, you could say, I ate, or I have eaten, or even I had eaten. For the future, you might say, we will be flying, or we fly on Tuesday. Each one paints a slightly different picture and adds this whole new layer of detail to the story. So, if there are so many options, how in the world do you choose the right ones? How do you make sure your writing sounds like this beautiful symphony instead of, a jumble of random clashing notes? Well, there's a secret principle that holds it all together. And here it is. It's called the sequence of tenses. This is the big idea, that all those little time machines in your writing, all of your verbs, they have to work together. They need to be in harmony to create one clear, consistent timeline for your reader to follow. So let's go back to our broken sentence. On the left, you see the jumbled mess. It was a beautiful morning. She gets dressed and looked out of the window. Ugh, we're jumping from past to present and right back to the past. It's messy. But now, look at the right. It was a beautiful morning. She got dressed and looked out of the window. Ah, so much better. The moment you make the tenses harmonize, the whole sentence it works, it clicks. But hold on. True mastery isn't just about making every single verb match perfectly. It's about knowing how to use different tenses together to tell an even richer, more complex story. Okay, look really closely at the end of our corrected sentence here. Most of the verbs are in the simple past. Was, got, looked. But then there's this one, had been raining. Why is that one different? If the key is harmony, doesn't this break the rule? Nope. And this is the really cool part. That verb tense, had been raining, is there for a very specific reason, to tell us that the rain happened before the main action of her getting dressed and looking out the window. It's like a past that happened even further in the past. The tenses are still working together perfectly to tell a much more detailed and logical story. So the real secret is this. Harmony isn't about making all your verbs identical. It's about choosing the right tense for each moment to build a timeline for your reader that's clear, logical, and just feels right. And hey, just to prove the point, think about what's happening right now. You have seen this presentation. That action, it's now officially part of your recent past. Right this second, you are watching its final moments. That is the present. It's happening as we speak. And in just a few seconds, you will have watched it all the way to the end. That's an action that's about to be completed in the very near future. See, past, present, and future all working together in perfect harmony to describe this one moment. So the next time you sit down to write, don't just think about what your words are saying. Think about when they're happening. Every single verb is a choice. It's a chance to guide your reader through time. So the only question left is, what story will your tenses tell?